You don't have to chase them. You don't have to beg for their attention. You are born with the power to attract, to draw in, to magnetize the exact experience you desire. Right now, you have within you the ability to create a love so intense, so undeniable, that they can't stop thinking about you, they can't resist you, and they don't even know why. Feel it right now. That pull, that energy in your chest. It's not desperation. It's power. It's alignment. That person you want, they already feel it too. They're out there, heart racing, mind spinning, wondering what it is that keeps bringing you into their thoughts. They're starting to dream about you. They're beginning to remember the way your presence made them feel, even if you haven't met yet. You are not invisible. You are unforgettable. You're not lacking love. You are love. You're not seeking validation. You are the validation. Right now, the universe is aligning every detail to bring you together. That text, it's already on the way. That moment of eye contact, it's being prepared. That confession of love, it's already echoing through the energetic realm. Say it. They love me. They crave me. They desire me with a passion that burns through every distraction. Say it louder. I am magnetic. I am irresistible. I am the one they want. Not maybe, not someday, now. The more you believe in yourself, the faster they come. The more you focus on your worth, the more they feel the pull. Let them come to you. Let them be drawn by your frequency. You don't chase. You don't wait. You attract. You manifest. You receive. They are on their way to you right now, feeling the need to reach out, to confess, to be near you. Your voice echoes in their mind. Your image lights up their heart. Your energy is everywhere they turn. They don't want just anyone. They want you. Not casually, not halfway, but badly. Let this be your truth. I am not just someone's option. I am their obsession. I am the one. And nothing can stop the love that is already mine. Feel it. Believe it. Own it. Because it's already happening. Now, your specific person is already feeling your energetic pull. You may not see it with your physical eyes yet, but something is shifting beneath the surface. Energy is real, and it travels faster than any words ever could. The thoughts you're sending out, the feelings you're cultivating in your heart, they're not just staying inside of you. They're reaching out, they're wrapping around the universe and finding their way to that specific person's mind. Right now, as you breathe and believe, they are beginning to notice something they can't quite explain. A memory, a sensation, a sudden thought of you that comes out of nowhere. That's not a coincidence. That's alignment. You may think they're too far away. You may believe they've forgotten you. But in the unseen world, something powerful is already taking place. You are a vibrational being, and when you emit a frequency of love, desire, and certainty, that signal doesn't go unheard. It lands where it's meant to, directly in their subconscious. And the more you align yourself with the reality that they are already yours, the more they feel it, the more they crave your presence. Maybe they're going about their day, scrolling through their phone, talking to a friend, or lying in bed at night, and suddenly your name pops up in their mind. Your smile, your voice, your energy. It flashes through them like lightning, and they don't know why it feels so real. Why it feels like they need to reach out, hear from you, or see you. But they feel it. They feel the pull. That's your energy doing its work. They're having dreams of you, vivid ones. Dreams that feel so real, they wake up with a longing they can't shake. Dreams where they hold you, talk to you, feel close to you. They may not even consciously understand the depth of what's happening yet, but their soul does. Their spirit knows. They're picking up on your vibration in ways that bypass logic and reasoning. Take the trial to distract themselves, trying to stay busy, trying to move on, but your energy is stronger than their distractions. It lingers. It whispers in quiet moments and echoes in crowded rooms. They may see someone who looks like you, hear a song that reminds them of your energy, or find themselves smiling for no reason, and then realize it's because the memory of you floated in uninvited. And yet it feels welcome, familiar, inevitable. This isn't manipulation, this is resonance. You are not forcing anything, you are not controlling their will. You are aligning with the version of yourself that is already loved, already chosen, already wanted badly. When you step into that version of you, the confident, radiant, magnetic you, they feel it instantly. It tugs at their heart, their mind, and their senses. Even if you haven't met them yet, the universe is already preparing them. They're feeling a need, a yearning, a mysterious pull towards something different, something deeper. That something is you. Your energy is calling them home. They're beginning to look for you without even knowing it. They're noticing people don't compare to the feeling you bring. They're questioning why they suddenly feel incomplete, even in the middle of a crowd. The truth is, energy doesn't lie. Words can be faked, actions can be delayed, but energy always tells the truth. And yours is speaking loud and clear. I am the one. I am yours. Come to me. They're listening even if they don't know it yet. The connection is forming. The bond is building. The pull is undeniable. Let your faith be stronger than your doubt, because they are already feeling you. They are already remembering you. They are already wanting you badly. You are not asking for love. You are love. This is the truth that changes everything. You are not an empty vessel waiting to be filled. You are not someone lacking until another person comes along. You are the source, the origin, the living, breathing embodiment of love itself. When you realize that, when you feel it in your bones and in your breath, something extraordinary happens. Everything around you begins to shift, because you no longer seek love from others as if it's something they have to give you. You radiate it, you express it. You attract it naturally, effortlessly. Love is not something you earn. It is something you align with. And alignment starts with how you feel about yourself. When you begin to embody the vibration of love, not the desperation, not the need, but the purity of love, you move differently. You think differently. You show up in the world with a presence that others cannot ignore. People sense it in your energy, in your silence, in your gaze. You no longer come from a place of please choose me. You come from a place of I already know who I am. That energy is magnetic. That's what draws your specific person to you. Not pleading, not overthinking, but the unwavering realization that you already are the thing they are seeking. Imagine love as a frequency like a radio station. If you're tuned to the frequency of doubt, fear, or longing, that's what you continue to experience. But when you tune into love, unshakable, unconditional, unapologetic love, you start broadcasting a signal that calls in everything that matches it. You don't need to ask, because the universe responds to what you are, not just what you want. You are love. And when you walk in that knowing, the reflection shows up everywhere. You begin to notice people treat you differently. They mirror back to you the way you treat yourself. Your specific person feels something they can't quite explain. They feel safe with you, drawn to you, lit up by your presence. Not because of anything you're doing on the surface, but because of the powerful vibration you're living in. You become a lighthouse, not a searchlight. You stand in your glow, and others are drawn in. And the more you embody love, the less you tolerate anything that doesn't match it. You don't chase. You don't beg. You attract. You align. You receive. This shift is not about pretending. It's not about forcing fake positivity or reciting words without feeling. It's about going inward, connecting to your true essence, and realizing that the love you're seeking is already within you. Every time you speak kindly to yourself, every time you treat yourself with patience and care, every time you honor your worth, you are becoming the love you want. You're not waiting anymore. You're living it. Your specific person is not looking for perfection. They're looking for authenticity. They're searching for a frequency that feels like home. And when you embody love, that's what you become. Home. They feel it in your presence. They remember something their soul always knew, that love is not found outside of us. It's awakened when two beings who already know love within themselves come together. So stop asking, when will they love me? Start declaring, I am love, I am worthy, I am chosen. And then watch how reality bends to reflect that truth. Watch how your specific person shifts, how they begin to see you with new eyes, how they crave the connection they feel in your energy, not because you ask them to, but because you became the vibration that they can't resist. You are love, and love always finds its match. Affirmations reprogram your reality because they are not just words, they are frequencies, instructions to your subconscious mind and signals to the universe. Every time you speak an affirmation with conviction, you are choosing the reality you wish to experience. You are no longer living by default. You are creating by design. Repeating truths like, they crave me, they want me now, may seem simple, even unbelievable at first. But the moment you persist in these declarations, you begin shifting the inner landscape of your mind, which is the foundation of everything that manifests around you. Your subconscious mind does not question what is true or false. It accepts repetition and emotion as facts. So if you have spent weeks, months, or even years thinking thoughts like, they don't want me, I'm not enough, or why haven't they chosen me, then those thoughts have become your internal reality, and by extension, your external experience. That's where affirmations come in. They are your tool to overwrite that old mental programming. They are the antidote to limiting beliefs. When you say, they crave me, and you say it repeatedly, you are laying new tracks in your brain. You are telling your mind what to believe, and your mind will begin looking for evidence to support it. It starts subtly. You begin walking with more confidence. You feel a shift in your energy. You stop checking your phone anxiously. You start holding yourself with the energy of someone who is desired, someone who is already chosen. And because your energy leads, your specific person begins to feel that shift too. They may not understand it logically, but energetically they feel the pull. They feel you detaching from need and stepping into power. They sense the change and they start responding. This is why affirmations must be persistent and emotional. It's not about empty repetition, it's about embodying the words. When you say, they want me now, feel it, visualize it. Let your body respond as if it's already true. The more real it feels to you, the faster it becomes real to them. You are shifting timelines. You are moving from a reality of waiting and hoping into a reality of knowing and receiving. There is nothing manipulative about this. You are not controlling another person's free will. You are influencing your own energy, your own mindset. And because we live in a vibrational universe, that shift reflects outward. Your specific person reacts to the frequency you hold. If you believe you are irresistible, they begin to see you that way. If you declare that they crave you, their subconscious begins to feel that craving, not because you forced it, but because your energy has become magnetic. Affirmations work best when paired with consistency and emotional engagement. Even if doubts surface, and they will, keep affirming. Keep speaking the new truth. Your reality bends to the story you repeat most. Every time you say, they are thinking about me, or they can't stop missing me, you are stepping into the version of you that is already loved, already wanted. And that version of you is powerful beyond measure. You are not just saying words, you are planting seeds. Each affirmation is a seed of intention, and with enough repetition and feeling, those seeds bloom into experience. Eventually, what once felt like fantasy becomes your normal. Your specific person reaches out. They express feelings you've longed to hear. They start behaving in ways that match the energy you've been affirming, because they are responding to the vibration you've consistently sent out. So don't underestimate the power of affirmations. They are your spell, your command, your declaration. Speak them like they are already true. Live them like they've already happened. They crave me. They want me now. Let that be your truth. And watch reality rearrange itself to match. The universe is actively working in your favor, even when you can't see the evidence yet. Just because something hasn't appeared in your physical reality doesn't mean it isn't already in motion. In fact, the most powerful changes often happen behind the scenes, in the invisible spaces, in the delays, in the silence. The universe is not ignoring you, it's aligning everything for your highest good. Your specific person is not separate from that plan. Every second, every twist in the journey is bringing them closer to you. When you plant a seed, you don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You water it. You trust the process. The same is true with your desire for love and connection. The universe hears you the first time. It receives your intention, your vision, your emotion, and the moment you align with that energy, the universe begins moving things around, sometimes in ways you'll never fully understand. Maybe it's closing doors that don't serve you. Maybe it's pulling your person through the lessons they need to learn before they can fully meet you. Maybe it's preparing your own heart to receive something even better than you imagined. You may think nothing is happening, but the truth is everything is happening. The conversations you don't hear, the thoughts your specific person keeps having about you, the dreams that stir their emotions. These are the moments the universe is crafting perfectly. The timing, the chance encounters, the way paths cross and feelings grow, all of it is part of a larger design. And the more you trust that process, the faster it unfolds. The universe does not operate on human timelines. It operates on alignment. And when you stay in alignment with love, certainty, and belief, you become a magnet to everything that belongs to you. You stop forcing and you start flowing. You stop questioning every delay and you begin trusting that even detours are divine. Your person may not understand it yet, but their soul is being nudged, whispered to, awakened by something greater. They are being guided toward you. Maybe through healing, maybe through a moment of clarity, maybe through contrast. By realizing what they don't want, they become crystal clear on what they do. And what they truly want is you. That clarity doesn't always happen overnight, but it is happening. Right now they are being softened, opened, and directed by an intelligence greater than logic. You don't have to chase, you don't have to beg, you don't have to constantly wonder how or when. Your job is not to micromanage the universe, it's to trust it, to align your energy with the belief that it's all unfolding for you, to wake up each day and say, it's working even if I don't see it yet, because it is. That moment you bump into them unexpectedly, that sudden message after months of silence, that confession of feelings you thought were buried. These things happen when the universe knows you're ready, not when your ego wants it, but when your soul is aligned to receive it. So keep going, keep trusting. Every unseen moment is part of the. Your love story isn't stuck, it's unfolding. The universe is moving people, events, emotions, and energy on your behalf. You are not forgotten. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. And they are being prepared too. Everything is coming together, one unseen moment at a time. You must feel as if it's already done. This is not just wishful thinking. It is the secret to powerful, accelerated manifestation. When you live in the end, you are no longer vibrating from a place of lack or waiting. You are embodying the energy of someone who already has the desire fulfilled, and the universe responds to that. Because the universe doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you are in alignment with. And when you feel as though the desire is already yours, you naturally align with the version of yourself who is already living it. Living in the end means stepping into the reality where your specific person is already yours. It means feeling the love, the connection, the certainty, as if it is happening now. Not someday, not hopefully, not maybe, but now. This is where most people get stuck. They keep looking at the 3D world, searching for signs, proof, or validation. But manifestation is not about reacting to the current reality. It's about creating a new one from within. When you feel as if it's already done, you stop needing signs. You stop checking your phone every hour. You stop wondering where they are, because in your mind and heart, they're already with you. This feeling is not just imagination. It's a vibrational shift. When you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, your body, your emotions, and your thoughts all start behaving as if the relationship is real. You feel more confident, more secure, more loved. You walk differently. You speak differently. You radiate a magnetic energy that others, especially your specific person, can sense. They may not consciously know why they're thinking about you more or feeling pulled toward you, but your inner assumption is creating that ripple. It's important to understand that living in the end doesn't mean you ignore reality. It means you give more power to your inner reality than your outer circumstances. You hold the vision. You persist in the feeling. And when doubts or fears creep in, you gently redirect yourself back into the state of the end. What does it feel like to be chosen? What does it feel like to be loved deeply, fully, right now? Embody that. Think from it, not about it. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined reality and one that is physically happening. So the more you feel the fulfillment of your desire, the more your subconscious accepts it as truth. And once it's accepted, your behavior changes, your energy shifts. And the universe begins to rearrange itself to match the new internal blueprint you've created. This is why the feeling is everything. Not just visualizing for a few minutes and then worrying the rest of the day. Not hoping and doubting in cycles, but truly choosing, moment by moment, to dwell in the emotional state of it is done. This is the creative act. This is faith in motion. And this is what draws your specific person into your life in a way that feels effortless, natural, and inevitable. You are not convincing anyone outside of you. You are convincing the only mind that matters, your own. When your inner world is firm, the outer world has no choice but to reflect it. So live in the end, fall asleep in it, walk through your day in it, not as if you're pretending, but as if you're remembering something that already belongs to you. Because it does. Your desire was not placed in your heart to tease you. It was placed there to be fulfilled. Feel it as done, and the universe will deliver it as... They don't love you casually, they love you deeply and desperately. This isn't a fragile or surface-level affection. This is the kind of love that consumes their thoughts, stirs their emotions, and pulls at their soul. The only thing standing between you and the full experience of this reality is your assumption. Your assumption is the root of your entire experience. If you believe that love from your specific person is weak, uncertain, or distant, then that is exactly what you will continue to see. But the moment you shift your assumption to one of intense, undeniable love, everything begins to change within you and around you. You see, assumptions are not passive thoughts. They are active creators. They are emotional blueprints that shape your reality. When you assume that your specific person can't stop thinking about you, that they are craving you, missing you, aching for you, you align with the energy of being wanted, of being chosen, of being adored. That energy is magnetic. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. It doesn't matter how things look right now. What matters is the truth you choose to dwell in. Your specific person responds to your dominant assumption about them. If you constantly fear that they've moved on, if you keep wondering whether they feel anything for you, you unintentionally affirm that fear as truth. But when you declare with unwavering inner conviction that they love you madly, that they can't breathe without you, that they desire you deeply, you awaken that truth in them. But not because you're manipulating them, but because you're aligning with the love that already exists on a higher level. Love does not begin in the physical world, it begins in consciousness. And your assumption is the gateway. So ask yourself, what would you feel, how would you carry yourself if you knew that they were completely in love with you? If you knew they were thinking about you the moment they wake up, dreaming of you before they sleep, and feeling that deep, almost unbearable longing to be near you. That version of reality already exists, and you can enter it the moment you shift your... You must understand, this kind of love is not rare or unreachable. It's not reserved for others. It is available to you right now. But it cannot coexist with doubt. It cannot grow in the soil of insecurity. It must be planted in the fertile ground of certainty. You must claim it, own it, live it, even before you see any external proof. Because once you claim it within, the proof becomes inevitable. When you walk through your day knowing they are aching for you, knowing they want you as much as you want them, your energy becomes irresistible. You are no longer trying to get their attention, you already have it. You are no longer hoping they'll realize your worth, they already do. Your assumption sends a signal, not only to the universe, but to them. They may not understand why they suddenly feel a surge of love, a desire to call you, a need to see you, but it's because your energy has changed. Your inner knowing is calling their heart home. This is the power of assumption. It is the quiet force that moves mountains, bends reality, and reignites passion. You don't need to beg for love. You don't need to chase. You simply need to shift the lens through which you see the relationship, from scarcity to abundance, from doubt to desire, from casual to consumed. They don't love you halfway. They love you fully, passionately, desperately. Let that be your truth. Let that be the atmosphere of your inner world, and watch as your external world begins to mirror it beautifully and powerfully. Because once you assume that kind of love, it becomes impossible for them not to feel it too. You have been taught to think, to reason, to analyze every detail of your life. You have been conditioned to believe that control and effort bring results. But what if I told you the opposite is true? That the more you think, the more you stand in the way of the infinite intelligence that already knows the path. The universe does not require your struggle. It does not need your constant calculations, your worry, or your doubt. It only requires your alignment. The moment you cease your mental interference and surrender to the knowing that all is already done, the universe begins to move in ways you could never have orchestrated on your own. Most people live in a state of resistance, trying to force solutions, chasing outcomes, and exhausting their minds with unnecessary thought. But thought, when misplaced, becomes the very barrier to your manifestation. The mind, when overburdened, cannot perceive the subtle nudges of the universe. So, how do you let the universe think for you? You begin by assuming that it already has. You assume that every desire, every question, every need is already known. You do not beg. You do not chase. You assume. And you trust. When a problem arises, do not ask, "How will I fix this?" Instead, dwell in the knowing that it is already resolved. When a desire stirs within you, do not wonder, "How can I make this happen?" Simply embody the state of already having it. The universe will fill in the details. There is no need to struggle. There is no need to figure it all out. The greater mind, the unseen force that governs all things, is already at work. Step back, let go, and let it think for you. You have been led to believe that your mind is the master of your reality, that through sheer effort, endless analysis, and ceaseless thought, you can shape your world as you desire. But this belief is the very thing that keeps you bound in limitation. The mind was never meant to be your master. It was designed to be a servant, a tool that responds to the deeper intelligence flowing through you. Yet, instead of using it as an instrument of creation, most people allow it to become a source of exhaustion, filling their days with doubt, fear, and worry. Look at your life. How many times have you wrestled with decisions, going back and forth in your mind, only to feel more confused? How many nights have you spent replaying past mistakes or anxiously predicting future failures? This is the mind running unchecked, taking control when it was never meant to lead. Thought, when misused, becomes a prison. It traps you in cycles of overthinking, leaving you stuck, rather than allowing the universe to work on your behalf. But the truth is simple. The answers you seek do not come from force, nor do they come from struggle. They come from stillness. They come from allowing the deeper intelligence within you, the intelligence of the universe, to flow without resistance. The moment you stop exhausting yourself with unnecessary thought is the moment you open the door to real clarity. You do not need to figure everything out. You do not need to carry the weight of every decision on your shoulders. There is a force far greater than your conscious reasoning that already knows the path. But it will not speak over your mental noise. It will not fight for your attention. You must create the space for it to guide you. Consider the moments in your life when you have experienced effortless knowing. Perhaps you have had a sudden realization, a flash of inspiration, or an inner nudge that led you exactly where you needed to be. That was not the product of overthinking. That was the universe moving through you, showing you the way when you least expected it. Imagine living from that state always. Imagine a life where decisions are made effortlessly, where guidance comes naturally, where you no longer strain to control every detail. That life is available to you the moment you surrender the need to overthink. The moment you recognize that the mind is not the source of wisdom, but merely a tool to carry out the wisdom that already exists. What then should you do when your mind races, when doubt creeps in, when you feel the urge to control every outcome? Pause. Breathe. Shift your awareness away from thought and into presence. Ask yourself, what would I know if I were already in alignment with the universe? Then let go. The answer may not come instantly, but it will come. It will arise naturally, effortlessly, without force. You do not need to struggle. The universe is already working in your favor. The same intelligence that keeps the stars in the sky and the earth in perfect motion is the same intelligence that moves through you. When you trust in that, when you cease the exhausting effort of trying to think your way to every solution, you will see how effortlessly life unfolds. Stop trying to control what was never yours to control. Your role is not to force, but to receive. Your job is not to struggle, but to allow. The universe is always speaking. Be still long enough to hear it. Let it think for you. Everything in your life, every circumstance, every relationship, every success or failure is a reflection of what you assume to be true. Whether you recognize it or not, your assumptions are shaping your world at every moment. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you assume. The beliefs you hold, consciously or unconsciously, impress themselves upon the unseen intelligence that governs all things, and in time they crystallize into physical form. Most people live under the illusion that their experiences dictate their beliefs, that they can only assume something is true once they see proof of it. But this is an error. The world is not forcing its reality upon you. You are the one shaping it through your assumptions. Your inner world precedes the outer. What you persistently assume, whether good or bad, must eventually harden into fact. This is an unbreakable law. Look at your life. What patterns continue to repeat? What struggles seem inescapable? If you look closely, you will see that these experiences are not random. They are the outpicturing of deeply held assumptions. Perhaps you assume that success is difficult, and so every opportunity feels like a battle. Perhaps you assume that people cannot be trusted, and so betrayal finds you time and again. Or perhaps you assume that life flows with ease, and so doors open effortlessly before you. Change does not begin outside of you, it begins in the realm of assumption. If you want to see something different in your life, you must first assume differently. The moment you make an assumption and persist in it, the universe begins to shift to reflect that new reality. But you must hold to it, unwavering. You cannot entertain a new assumption one day and fall back into old doubts the next. The universe is listening to the consistency of your inner state. Think of a time when you knew something would happen before it did. Perhaps you had an unshakable confidence about an outcome, and it unfolded exactly as you expected. That was not coincidence. It was the power of assumption at work. You did not need to hope, beg, or struggle. You simply knew, and because you knew, reality conformed. Now imagine using that same power deliberately. Imagine assuming wealth instead of lack, love instead of loneliness, success instead of failure. If you can persist in that assumption without letting doubt shake you, the world will shape itself accordingly. The external must follow the internal. It has no choice. But how do you shift an assumption when the evidence around you suggests otherwise? The key is to ignore appearances. The outer world is nothing more than a reflection of past assumptions, and just as a mirror cannot change Until you change your expression, your reality cannot shift until you assume a new state. If you continue to react to what is, you will only create more of the same. But if you assume a new reality as true, even before the world reflects it, you will set a new cause in motion. You must dare to believe in the unseen. You must dare to assume that what you desire is already yours. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. Live as if it were already true in your mind and watch as life rearranges itself to bring it into form. The universe does not operate by chance. It operates by law. What you assume, you become. What you assume, you experience. Choose your assumptions wisely, for they are the seeds of your reality. Assume greatness, assume abundance, assume love, and let the universe reflect it back to you. You have been taught that struggle is necessary, that effort and hardship are the price you must pay for success, love, and fulfillment. But this belief is the very thing keeping you from what you seek. The more you force an outcome, the further it drifts away. The universe does not respond to struggle, it responds to alignment. It responds to alignment. It responds to yourself. It responds to alignment with what you seek. The more you force an outcome, the more you respond to success, love, it responds to alignment. When you release control, when you stop chasing, when you let go of the need to force things into existence, you make room for the unseen forces to arrange everything in perfect order. Struggle implies resistance. It is the belief that you must fight against life to get what you desire. But have you ever noticed that the things you have to fight the hardest for often slip through your fingers? The person who chases love the most often finds themselves alone. The one who desperately seeks wealth seems to always lack. The harder you push, the more life pushes back. This is because struggle is rooted in fear. The fear that if you do not take control, things will not go your way. But the universe does not need your struggle. It needs your surrender. Letting go does not mean doing nothing. It means trusting. It means knowing that what you desire is already in motion, that the forces beyond your understanding are weaving the perfect circumstances together. When you act from a place of alignment rather than desperation, you move in flow with life rather than against it. Look at nature. The river does not struggle to reach the ocean. It flows effortlessly. The sun does not force itself to shine, it simply does. There is an ease, an intelligence, a rhythm that governs all things. When you detach from struggle, you align yourself with that rhythm. You stop interfering with the process and allow the universe to work in ways far greater than your mind could ever conceive. Think about the moments when things came to you with little effort. The unexpected job offer, the chance encounter that led to love, the perfect opportunity that seemed to fall into your lap. These moments did not arise from struggle, they arose from alignment. They happened when you were in a state of ease, not desperation. This is the natural way of things, and it is available to you always if you will only let go. But letting go requires faith. It requires you to release your grip on how things should unfold and trust that they are unfolding exactly as they should. It requires you to stop obsessing over when, where, and how, and simply embody the knowing that all is well. If you desire something, set the intention. Assume it is already yours, and then step back. Live in the state of already having it, rather than in the state of longing. When you do this, the universe begins to arrange the pieces. The right people, opportunities, and circumstances will come to you, not because you forced them, but because you aligned with them. You were never meant to struggle through life. The need to struggle is an illusion, a belief that keeps you bound to lack and limitation. The truth is that life responds to your state of being. When you are at peace, life reflects peace. When you trust, life provides. When you let go, you receive. So release the need to control. Stop chasing, stop forcing. Stop believing that struggle is required. Instead, align yourself with the feeling of already having, already being, already knowing. Let the universe orchestrate the how, and you will see that what once seemed distant and difficult will come to you effortlessly. In the constant noise of life, most people search endlessly for answers, seeking them outside of themselves, hoping that somewhere in the chaos they will find clarity. But the truth is, the answers you seek are not out there, they are within you, waiting in the silence, in the stillness. The universe speaks in the quiet spaces between your thoughts, but you must learn to listen. Most people do not realize that their own minds are working against them. Their thoughts run in endless circles, filled with doubts, fears, and worries. The more they think, the more tangled they become, mistaking mental noise for progress. But thinking louder does not bring clarity. It only creates more confusion. True wisdom is found not in frantic searching, but in quiet surrender, Stillness is not emptiness. It is awareness. It is the space where you become receptive, where inspiration flows without effort. When you silence the noise of the mind, you open yourself to the intelligence that moves all things. This intelligence has always been present, guiding, nudging, whispering, but it cannot be heard above the chatter of a restless mind. Consider the ocean. When its surface is disturbed, it becomes chaotic, unable to reflect the sky above. But when it is still, it becomes a mirror perfectly capturing the heavens. Your mind is the same. When it is filled with constant thought, it cannot receive. But in stillness, the answers that once seemed elusive rise effortlessly into awareness. There is a reason why the greatest revelations often come in moments of stillness, in the quiet of the early morning, in a pause between activities, in the stillness of nature. When you stop striving, when you stop forcing, you become a vessel for something greater than yourself. It is not through effort that clarity comes, but through surrender. The modern world does not teach stillness, it teaches reaction. It urges you to fill every moment with activity, to solve every problem through thought and effort. But this is an illusion. The most powerful actions arise not from mindless motion, but from deep inner knowing. When you cultivate stillness, your actions become precise, guided by something beyond mere intellect. Think of those moments when life seemed to unfold perfectly, as if guided by an unseen hand. Those were not moments of struggle, but moments of flow, when you were so present, so alive that the right answers appeared effortlessly. This is the power of stillness. It does not come from outside of you. It is always within you, waiting to be accessed. But how do you cultivate this stillness? You do not force it. You do not demand silence from the mind. Instead, you simply observe. Let the thoughts come and go without attachment. Do not resist them, but do not engage them either. Create space between them, and in that space, you will feel the presence of something greater than thought itself. This is where intuition is born. This is where true wisdom arises, not from the mind, but from the stillness beneath it. The more you practice being in this space, the more effortless life becomes. The right decisions will arise naturally. The right opportunities will appear without struggle. The path forward will reveal itself, not through force, but through alignment. You do not have to fight your way through life. You do not have to chase or struggle or exhaust yourself with endless thinking. All that you seek is already seeking you. The universe is speaking, guiding, unfolding. But it can only be heard in the quiet. Make stillness your home. Let the noise settle, and in that sacred space of silence, the answers you have been seeking will reveal themselves effortlessly. Most people live in the state of wanting, constantly longing for something that feels just out of reach. They look at their current reality and allow it to dictate what they believe is possible. But this is not how creation works. The universe does not respond to longing. It responds to being. When you align your mind with the state of already having what you desire, the universe bridges the gap effortlessly. The key is to live in the end. Do not wait for external proof before you believe. Believe first and the proof will follow. You must think from the place of already being the person who has what you seek, already living the life you desire. When you do this, the unseen forces begin to move, rearranging the circumstances of your life to reflect your inner state. Most people do the opposite. They look at what is, they dwell on the lack, and they reinforce the very conditions they wish to change. They say, I want more money, but they continue to identify as someone who struggles financially. They say, I want love, but they continue to feel lonely and unworthy. In doing so, they keep themselves stuck in a cycle of longing rather than receiving. You must abandon this way of thinking. Instead of seeing your desire as something far off in the future, assume it is already done. If you were already the person who has the success, the love, the health, the abundance, how would you think? How would you feel? How would you move through the world? Step into that version of yourself now, not later. When you do this, something remarkable happens. Your actions, your thoughts, your emotions all begin to align with this new reality. You no longer move from a place of need, but from a place of certainty. And in this certainty, the universe responds. Doors that once seemed closed begin to open. People, opportunities, and circumstances appear as if by divine orchestration. But many struggle with this concept because they are trapped by what they see. They believe they must first have proof before they can believe. Yet all great manifestations begin in the unseen. The tree was once an invisible seed. The great masterpiece was once an idea. The life you wish to live already exists in potential. You must claim it now in consciousness before it materializes. Doubt is the enemy of this process. If you waver between belief and fear, between certainty and hesitation, you delay the unfolding of your desire. The universe is precise. It reflects back exactly what you hold in your mind consistently. If you are firm in your assumption, unwavering in your knowing, then reality has no choice but to conform. This is not about wishful thinking. It is about embodying a new state of being. You must let go of the identity of the person who is still waiting. Waiting only creates more waiting. You are not becoming, you already are. The shift happens the moment you decide to claim it fully, without doubt, without hesitation. You may wonder how long it will take for your desire to manifest, but time is irrelevant. The only thing that matters is the depth of your belief. If you persist, if you refuse to entertain any thought that contradicts your vision, then it must come to pass. The universe is not bound by time, it is bound by assumption. The stronger your assumption, the faster the bridge of incidents will unfold. So stop looking for signs. Stop waiting for proof. Live in the end now. Walk, speak, and think as though your desire is already yours. Feel the relief, the joy, the gratitude of already having it. Let that feeling guide your every moment, and soon you will watch as the world shifts to match your inner state. The universe is not your opponent, it is your mirror. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and reality will bend to reflect it. The law of the universe is a constant, unyielding force that is always at work, whether you are conscious of it or not. It is not selective, nor does it discriminate. This law responds to your inner world, to the thoughts and beliefs you hold within your mind. Every thought, every feeling, every assumption you make creates a vibration that sends ripples out into the world, and the universe responds in kind. You may not always be aware of this process, but it is happening every moment of your life. The universe does not wait for you to be in a good mood or in a state of clarity to begin responding. Whether you are aware or not, it is listening. Your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions are constantly being broadcast, and the world around you shapes itself according to these inner vibrations. This means that you are the creator of your own reality. Though many walk through life unaware of the power they possess, if you are experiencing a reality that does not align with your desires, it is because your thoughts and beliefs are not aligned with what you wish to manifest. The law is always working. It is never off, never resting. When you believe that things will always be hard, that money is scarce, that love is distant, the universe will respond by giving you more of the same. The world around you will continue to reflect those beliefs, as it is simply mirroring the energy you put out. But when you change your thoughts, when you begin to align your inner world with the life you wish to create, then your outer world will shift to reflect that alignment. The key is in awareness. Most people go about their days reacting to life, allowing external circumstances to dictate how they feel and think. They give power to what they see, what they hear, and what they experience. But the true power lies not in reacting to life, but in shaping it through your inner state. When you master your thoughts, you master your world. This is not a new concept. Throughout history, great minds have taught us that the inner world dictates the outer. As within, so without is a timeless truth. Yet many remain caught in the cycle of external focus, waiting for things to change before they allow themselves to feel differently. They believe that once the conditions improve, then they can be happy, confident, or abundant. But this is the reverse of how the law works. It is not the outer world that must change first. It is your inner world that must change. Your thoughts are the seeds of your reality. When you focus on thoughts of lack, struggle, or limitation, you are planting seeds that will grow into those very experiences. On the other hand, when you focus on abundance, love, and success, you plant seeds that will bloom into those experiences. The universe does not question these seeds. It simply grows them. To align your thoughts with the life you desire, you must first become aware of what you are thinking and believing. Do you believe you are deserving of success, love, and joy? Or do you harbor subconscious doubts and fears that are shaping your reality? It is important to recognize that the law does not care whether you are consciously aware of your thoughts. It only responds to what you are consistently focused on. Changing your thoughts is not an overnight process. It requires consistent effort and practice. But as you begin to consciously align your thoughts with your desires, you will notice a shift in your life. Opportunities will arise where there were once obstacles. Relationships will improve, and new positive connections will form. You will begin to see evidence of the law working in your favor. The law is always working, whether you are aware of it or not. The world you see around you is a reflection of your inner state. To change your reality, you must begin by changing your thoughts. Align your thoughts with the life you desire, and the universe will follow. In conclusion, it is clear that the universe is always responding to the vibrations we emit from within. Our thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions shape our reality in ways that are often beyond our awareness. By understanding that the law is always working, we can shift our focus from reacting to life to actively creating it. When we align our inner world with our desires, when we live in the end, detached from struggle, embrace stillness, and trust the law. Our outer world will follow suit. The universe does not work in isolation. It is a perfect mirror reflecting our internal state. With awareness and intention, we can begin to see our lives transform in alignment with our deepest desires. Thank you for taking the time to absorb and reflect upon this powerful understanding. The universe is always at work on your behalf. Trust it, align with it, and watch as it brings forth the life you truly deserve.
Every day, the world tries to tell you what is real. It whispers of odds and statistics, of impossibilities and limitations. But you were not born to live by chance. You were born to create. You want to win the lottery, not simply for the money, but for the life you believe it will give you. But the true secret is this: the life you desire is already yours, if only you will claim it. The path begins not in buying a ticket, but in becoming the one who has already won. Each day, take time to close your eyes and imagine, not that you will win, but that you have already won. Feel the weight of the check in your hands. See the numbers aligned. Hear the excitement in your voice as you tell your loved ones. Walk through your dream home. Smell the interior of your new car. Taste the freedom. This is not fantasy, it is creation. Your imagination is the womb of reality. What you hold within, consistently and confidently, must take shape in the world around you. But you must persist. The outer world will shout its facts. Let it. You are loyal only to the scene within. And so, day after day, you return to the scene of your triumph. Not hoping, not begging, but living there. Already home. Already rich. Already changed. You speak and think as the one who has received a gift. You do not say, I will be lucky one day. You say, it is done. I am blessed now. And as you rehearse this truth, as you dwell in this scene, something begins to stir. Reality bends. Circumstances shift. Paths open. The very laws of the world rearrange to match your inner command. But you do not chase. You attract. You align. Gratitude flows from you before the physical arrives. That's how the bridge of events is built. From unseen to seen. From imagined to lived. Do this daily, and you will no longer need to chase the lottery. You will become the lottery. The winning is inevitable because it was first claimed within you. And remember, this power does not rest in luck or chance. It rests in you. To attract the lottery win or any great desire, you must begin by stepping into the identity of the one who already possesses it. This means assuming the state of the winner before the win ever materializes in the physical world. It sounds simple, yet this is the most profound and often misunderstood truth of all manifestation. You do not get what you want, you get what you are. And to be the winner, you must live, think, feel, and move as if the prize is already yours. The common mistake most people make is believing that change must occur in the outer world first. That the bank account must grow, the winning numbers must be drawn, or the check must arrive before they can feel like winners. But this is the reversal of truth. The outer world does not cause the inner state. The inner state causes the outer world. Your current external conditions are merely a reflection of past assumptions, past feelings, and past thoughts. If you want a new result, if you want to become a lottery winner, you must plant new seeds in the inner soil of imagination. Each day you must take time to embody this winner identity fully, not once or twice, but consistently. You do this not by merely wishing or hoping, but by feeling the reality of the win. What does it feel like to wake up knowing you're financially free? How do you walk, talk, and interact with others? What changes in your confidence, your gratitude, your sense of peace? You must feel this now, as if no difference exists between the imagined and the seen. It's not about pretending or faking it. It's about living in a state of knowing that the win is already done in the invisible realm and only awaiting its perfect hour to express itself. Think of it like ordering a package online. You don't keep worrying if it will come. You trust the process and prepare for its arrival. In the same way, once you have impressed your mind with the conviction of winning, you do not beg or doubt. You prepare and feel as if it's already yours. Speak and act from that place. Stop saying, "I hope I win someday," and begin saying, "I am so thankful I've already won." Stop visualizing the moment like a fantasy and start engaging with it as memory. The mind cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. If you persist in assuming the identity of the winner, reality will have no choice but to mirror it. This is not delusion, it is the creative law at work. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every miracle begins first in consciousness. Before the numbers are drawn, before the check is printed, the real victory happens within you. So begin today. Assume the state, feel the win, be it now, and you will see it unfold with precision and power. The outer win is simply the echo of the inner shift. Imagination is not just a tool for entertainment or idle daydreams, it is the origin of all creation. Every invention, every masterpiece, every transformation known to man began first in the invisible realm of the mind. When you understand this truth, you stop looking to the outer world for proof, and instead begin to cultivate the inner world where all change begins. What you imagine with feeling, with clarity, and with belief begins to shape the world around you in ways that defy logic and calculation. To win the lottery, or to manifest any life-changing event, you must first claim it in imagination. This is not about hoping or visualizing casually. It's about entering the state so vividly that the imagined becomes more real to you than what the five senses currently report. You must learn to trust the unseen more than the seen, and imagination is the bridge between what is and what can be. The world has trained most of us to believe only in what we can touch, measure, or observe, but the greatest secrets lie in what we cannot yet see. Imagination is the creative power behind all reality. The pictures you hold in your mind, especially the ones you repeatedly dwell upon with emotion, become the blueprint for your future experiences. You are always creating, whether you do it consciously or not. The question is not whether you are using your imagination, but whether you are using it intentionally. Each day, take time to deliberately imagine the moment you've won. Don't just see the numbers on the screen. Feel the surge of joy, the shock, the laughter, the deep knowing that your life has changed forever. Picture your reaction, the conversations, the celebrations. Imagine holding the winning ticket in your hand. Imagine the smell of the paper, the sound of your voice reading the numbers aloud, the way your heart races with gratitude. Your subconscious mind responds not to empty thoughts, but to emotionally charged experiences. The more real it feels in your imagination, the faster it begins to solidify in form. Consistency is key. One powerful imagining is a spark, but repetition builds the fire. The mind must be trained, just like the body. The more you return to your inner vision, the stronger your belief becomes. Eventually, your imagined scene begins to dominate your inner world, and then, like a seed breaking through soil, it finds its way into the physical world. You are not waiting for the world to bless you with luck. You are impressing upon it the truth of your inner vision. That vision becomes law, that law becomes form. When you use your imagination deliberately, you are not escaping reality. You are rewriting it. You are not indulging in fantasy. You are creating the next chapter of your life. So stop doubting. Stop waiting for permission or signs. Go within. See it. Feel it. Live it. Because imagination is not just power, it is the only creative power there is. The secret to manifesting your desires, especially something as seemingly improbable as winning the lottery, lies in your ability to persist in the end scene. This means anchoring your awareness, day after day, in the moment where your wish is already fulfilled, not the moment before, not the process, not the uncertainty, but the final moment, where the dream is now your lived reality. You must resist the temptation to figure out how it will happen. The mind will naturally wander to questions like, what if it doesn't work? Or when will it happen? Or what are the odds? but these questions only pull you out of the state of fulfillment and back into a state of lack. The truth is, the how is not your concern. The method, the timing, and the sequence of events are none of your business. Your only task is to dwell faithfully in the end scene, again and again, until it becomes more real to you than your current situation. This end scene should be specific and emotionally charged. Visualize it with detail. The moment your winning numbers are announced, the surge of emotion you feel, the way your breath catches in your chest, the tears in your eyes. See yourself holding the check, calling your loved ones, feeling the shift in your reality. Make that scene your mental home. When doubts come, return to that scene. When fear whispers, close your eyes and see the check in your hand. This repetition is not obsession, it is alignment. Reality conforms to your assumptions, not your wishes. When you persist, in the end you are aligning your inner world with the reality you desire. You are saying to the universe, this is who I am. This is what I know to be true. The world must then rearrange itself to reflect that knowing. But if you shift back and forth, one day believing, the next day doubting, you send mixed signals and your manifestation stalls. Persistence is power. The world may show you the opposite of what you desire. You may wake up to bills, discouraging news, or even failed attempts. But none of that matters if you remain loyal to the end. That loyalty is what bridges the unseen and the seen. You are not reacting to appearances. You are creating new ones by remaining true to the scene within. Think of it like a movie. If you've already seen the ending, you don't get anxious during the plot twists. You know how it ends. That calm confidence is the energy you must bring to your manifestation. You've seen the win. You've felt it. It is done. So no matter what happens around you, return to the end. Celebrate it in your imagination. Live from it, speak from it, think from it. And in time the world will reflect what you have steadfastly claimed within. The win isn't something you chase, something you embody. Stay in the end scene, and the rest will follow. Repetition is not just habit, it is creation. What you do consistently, you become. What you think repetitively, you begin to embody. And what you imagine daily with feeling and focus, you ultimately manifest. If you truly desire to win the lottery, to experience a sudden, life-changing financial transformation, then you must begin to rehearse that victory within yourself, over and over again, until your subconscious accepts it as fact. Every time you rehearse your win in imagination, you are impressing the subconscious mind with a new truth. The subconscious doesn't distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It only accepts what you repeatedly feed it with feeling. If you see yourself every day as the winner, feel the emotion of triumph, speak with the voice of abundance, and carry yourself with a certainty of wealth, you are reshaping the very blueprint of your reality. Most people imagine defeat without realizing it. They replay stories of struggle, failure, lack, and disappointment. And because those images are repeated more often than those of success, they continue to live the same life. But you can choose differently. You can discipline your inner world to repeat the desired scene, the winning moment, until it becomes second nature. Imagine this. Each morning you close your eyes and see the numbers matching. You feel the moment of realization. You experience the disbelief turning into joy. You hear your inner voice whispering, "It's mine, I've won." Then throughout the day you remind yourself subtly but confidently, "I am already wealthy." You speak less about what you lack and more about what you now claim. You begin to move through the world not as someone hoping to win, but as someone who already has. This is not empty repetition. This is spiritual alignment. You are programming your consciousness with a new dominant story, and consciousness is the only cause. The more you repeat the state of being a winner, the more natural it becomes. You will start to respond differently to challenges. Your expectations shift. Your vibration changes. And soon, the outer world, by law, will match the inner. This process is not about efforting or force. It's about consistency. A single visualization may spark desire, but it is daily repetition that builds the bridge to its fulfillment. Think of your mind as fertile soil. The repeated thought, combined with emotion, is the seed. Water it every day, with belief, feeling, and spoken affirmation, and it must grow. This is not philosophy, it is law. So rehearse your win every day, make it a ritual, morning and night, even just for a few minutes. Enter the scene, hear the laughter, feel the freedom, see the bank balance, walk into the new home, give generously. These scenes are not fantasies, they are rehearsals for what is to come. Let repetition become your greatest ally, because in truth what you repeat you become. What you persist in feeling you receive. Creation is not a single act, it is a daily decision. Repetition is not just memory, repetition is creation. The outer world, as convincing as it may seem, is not the source of your truth. It is not a fixed reality but a mirror reflecting your past states of mind, your current circumstances, your bank account, your job, your perceived luck, are merely the results of old assumptions, previous patterns of belief that have crystallized into visible form. To continue focusing on them, giving them power and calling them reality, only recycles the same unwanted condition. If you truly desire change, you must learn to reject the outer world as final and instead trust in the unseen world within. This is not about denial, but redirection. It's about understanding that reality begins inside you. When you say, "This is just how things are," you affirm the very condition you want to escape. You bind yourself to the past. But when you say, "I choose to believe in a new reality," even in the face of contrary evidence, you begin to unlock the power of true creation. To win the lottery, to manifest wealth, to rise above limitation, you must learn to turn your attention away from appearances. Your senses will tell you a story of lack. Your surroundings may echo limitation, but none of this is permanent. It is only a snapshot of what you previously believed. The more you give your energy to it, the more you anchor yourself to it. The more you withdraw your attention, the faster it fades. This is where discipline comes in. Every time the outer world tries to pull you back into doubt, fear, or resignation, you must remember, "I no longer accept this as my truth." Instead, you replace it. You choose a new image. You close your eyes and imagine a bank account overflowing. You picture yourself smiling, relaxed, in total financial freedom. You repeat the feeling of winning, of breakthrough, of receiving what you have claimed. The outer world will resist at first. It will tempt you with what appears to be facts. But you are not governed by facts. You are governed by your faith. What you persist in imagining and believing will in time become your new set of facts. The world conforms to the inner image, not the other way around. So ignore the voices that tell you it's impossible. Ignore the numbers that say you're broke. Ignore the past that tries to define your future. All of it is a shadow, fading in the presence of a new light, your focused imagination. You are not at the mercy of the world, you are its author. Choose the world you wish to live in, and hold to it with unshakable inner vision. The world outside will resist, then bend, and finally surrender. Reject what you see, if it does not serve what you desire. It is not denial, it is divine creation. You are not here to observe reality. You are here to command it. Gratitude is the silent force that aligns you with the reality you desire. Most people believe gratitude should come after the gift arrives, after the win, after the change. But this is not how true creation works. To bring something into your life, you must feel thankful before it appears. Gratitude is not a reaction, it is a cause. It signals to your subconscious mind and to the unseen forces around you that what you desire is already yours. It is the invisible proof of your belief. When you feel gratitude in advance, you declare, "I trust this outcome is mine. I believe it has already happened in the realm of spirit, and I welcome its expression in the physical." This kind of gratitude doesn't beg or hope. It knows. It is rooted in certainty, not wishful thinking. It carries a vibration so pure, so receptive, that it naturally attracts the very thing you are thankful for. Think of a moment when you felt true, heartfelt gratitude. Perhaps it was after receiving unexpected help, or when something beautiful unfolded in your life. That emotion is powerful. It softens your resistance, opens your heart, and clears space for more blessings. Now imagine feeling that same depth of thankfulness before anything has arrived. That is where the magic happens. That is where you become a magnet for the miraculous. The grief. If you desire to win the lottery, begin by expressing sincere gratitude for the win, even before you have the ticket, the numbers, or the check. Each day, sit quietly and say, "Thank you that I've already won. Thank you for the financial freedom. Thank you for the peace, the joy, the abundance that flows so easily to me." Don't just say the words, feel them. Let your heart swell with appreciation, as though the reality has already occurred. This practice of preemptive gratitude does more than just uplift your mood. It tunes your vibration to the frequency of receiving. It places you in harmony with the version of yourself who already has what you desire. In this state, you are not lacking, you are fulfilled. And when you are fulfilled on the inside, the outside begins to reflect that fullness. Gratitude also dissolves doubt. You cannot feel deep thankfulness and fear at the same time. One cancels the other. So when the voices of uncertainty rise, when the outer world says it's impossible, respond not with worry, but with thanks. Let gratitude be your anchor in storms of disbelief. You do not need to wait for the manifestation to give thanks. The wise give thanks in advance, because they understand that all things begin in the unseen. Your future is shaped by how you feel now. So feel the joy of already receiving. Smile as if the money is already in your account. Walk as if the outcome is already secured. This is not pretending, it is claiming. And what you claim with gratitude becomes your experience. Gratitude before the gift is the key that unlocks the door to the gift itself. Everything you've ever wanted already exists within you. The lottery win, the abundance, the freedom. It is not something you chase, it is something you become. When you assume the state of the winner, imagine the end, persist in it, repeat it daily, reject what doesn't align, and feel gratitude before the evidence arrives. You move from wishing to knowing, from hoping to having. You are not bound by odds, by logic, or by the current appearance of things. You are bound only by the limits of your own imagination. And when that imagination is directed, disciplined, and filled with unwavering belief, the world must respond in kind. You are never meant to be at the mercy of circumstance. You are the author, the creator, the dreamer who dares to awaken in the dream. So do this daily, not with strain, but with joy, not from lack, but from love. And when you do, the win becomes inevitable. Thank you for being present with this truth. May you walk forward not as one who waits, but as one who knows.